So today we have a commander here that has to take out a whole bunch of enemies by recruiting some soldiers. It looks like our opponent has already summoned some soldiers in this top lane here, so we'll need a counterattack. To that end, we can put some archers up here that will be supported by some militia, and then we can put some archers down here to work their way calmly towards the vigilante leader. So we just get the attack underway. They do have more militia, but I think the archer support will even the fight up there. And sure enough, we win, so everybody advances on the vigilante leader. But of course he has a counterattack, so our archers took quite a bit of a hit. And now he summoned some units down here. Looks like it's alternating between the rounds, but there's no one being summoned up there, so why don't we just go ahead and summon 3 militia all down here. That should overwhelm their forces. And we do have a good amount of damage happening right now. We just have to continue the battle. It's actually still going on before the next turn starts. That's kind of exciting. Why don't we go ahead and give all of them a big ol' attack boost, since this poor guy here is just absolutely surrounded. But that doesn't give us a whole lot to respond with up here. But what we can do is use Francesca here, which is a battle axe, to thin out some of the forces up here, but that actually doesn't take out all of them. Well, we can still thin out most of them by taking out 5 right here. Well, bam! And then I don't think they'll be able to reach us before, surely enough, the vigilante leader should go down, and sure enough, he does. Yes! So we gain some gold and a new card. Ooh, a watchtower. This has free placement. Attacks all enemy units regardless of the assigned path. I like this. Let's go ahead and take it. So now we get to move on. It looks like there's a fun little wacky work slab down this way, so let's just pick either one of these, I guess, because they both go that way. Bed and bow. Even the bravest knight could not escape sickness. Oh, I don't like the sound of this. The enemies atop the wooden walls of their camp pour insults and provocations towards you lying sick. Finding it hard to make even the slightest movement, certain disparaging words ignite your rage. So we can endure it to restore health, but we're already topped up, so let's just fire a crossbow, which lets us get a crossbow card. Ooh, and it ignores defense. I like this. The arrow you fired accurately pierces the neck of an enemy soldier. Some of your troops have become crossbow enthusiasts. I love that. There's a direct correlation, and let's just say you found out. So we have a deserter here, which still has counterattack. But whoa, okay, that's a lot of troops right there, but there's a crossbowman right away. And there's the watchtower. So we can place it anywhere in here, but there's also a crystal vein here, which we can destroy to get a mana stone. Why don't we place some militia right up that way? And then let's see, what's your range like? Ooh, that actually is pretty big range, but I feel like you're gonna get overwhelmed since there's only 3 of you. So why don't we place a watchtower here, which could place in range of the deserter, but that counterattack is gonna be kinda nasty. So I'll just place it as defense right on the side here, and then some militia can support it. That should work better. And it's attacking the mana vein right now. You had to go and attack that one. Okay, now you're supporting the troops, but now you're overwhelmed. At least the mana stone here is about to be destroyed. And now we have some light cavalry. The thing is, these are also expensive, costing 2 mana. Actually, how are these guys grouped up? We might be able to take out a lot of them. We can take out 10? Oh, that's so tempting. I kind of want to. So that helps out things. And what did you just pull into the field? Your own archers. Okay, that's fine. I think the light cavalry can make an appearance here. So the mana stone should go down here, so we get a free one. And now they're attacking the deserter up here, so now we have another attack lane. Ooh, and you're about to summon a dangerous attack pretty soon with a lot of units. I guess that's what you did before, but now we have a lane up here. So why don't we use the mana stone right now, and then just call in a whole bunch of units, because they should also be able to respond to the big attack. So we got 12 units on the field right now. Might as well just make it even with 16. As the cavalry made it to the deserter, they all get taken out, which is fine. But now our militia is gonna be in place for when they summon units, although they're kind of focusing the deserter right now, which I do like. So we'll give them a big ol' attack boost. And I guess archers for moral support? We don't really need to worry about the crossbowmen this time, but we can still have it for the next time. Ooh, hello. This is a purple card. Noblesse oblige. That's a phrase, I guess. Designate an ally unit who will take all damage that would be dealt to ally units. Ooh, so we can set up a tank. We don't have a lot of high health units is the problem. I think we could set up something really good with this Noblesse card later on though, so we'll take this. So now we can pick up another event before we find this wacky work slab. A blood-crusted altar. Gross. So we can remove a card and gain gold? That doesn't seem worth it right now. Let's leave. So the Wacky Works Lab can give a positive tweak and a negative twist. Interesting. Let's see what it does. Why don't we start with an amateur militia? We have so many of these. Okay, so we can choose the positive tweak, and I think increasing attack damage by 1 is gonna be the better choice. Or we can make it free. Why don't we make it free? And the negative twist, exhaust. So we can only use it once, reduce health to 1. No thanks. It's all a gamble. Chance for nothing to happen, or a greater chance for the card to be removed. Why don't we give it exhaust? I want to keep the free unit. So now we get to a campfire, where we can either restore health, which thankfully we've taken none, or enhance a card. Let's enhance. Why don't we enhance one of our archers? So there's 4 of them now? I feel like there's some better adjustments that we can do. What if we do this? Okay, more free units. I do like the sound of that. The watchtower, oh, doesn't get exhausted, so we can place down a lot of these. I like the sound of this. Enhance it. Enhance. 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 So let's try it out in another fight against a Spearmaster. Love the mustache. So he's placing down units in, okay, a couple of different lanes. There's an Obelisk, but we can't really do anything with that yet. So their Spear Wall ability doubles damage against units with move speed of stage 4 or above. So that'd be something like the cavalry, I think. Because thankfully nothing else is really fast. Although we could increase the move speed, which would be extremely counterproductive, but the archers should be a good counter to the spear units. So let's set those up in the top lanes, and then the militia can go in the middle lane. That seems like it'll be a good turn of events. So the archers meet the spearmen, and sure enough, they're a great counter, but they can't really attack too many units at once, although I think they'll be okay. But now, of course, you summon rogues in the bushes, but the crossbow should definitely be a good counter to that. Although we definitely need more militia in the middle to continue that counter. So we set you up there, and then why don't we get some crossbowmen on the bottom lane here? Since they're about to summon some more spear units, okay, and then, oh no, the rogues made it through. And now we're being attacked. Oh, great. Okay, at least we have our own counterattack, but now we've taken damage. I don't like this. And you're in a bit of a close placement to be fighting those guys, but at least we have a watchtower up here, so let's get you in a more defensive position back here. And there's our free militia. So let's get you going right here. I think yes. And then we need a response to the top lane. I forgot about that. But at least the archers should help with that. And then cavalry can charge straight down the middle. Ooh, but the Spearmaster might have a counter to that. Or just, you know, straight counterattack. So it doesn't really matter. Let's just go for it. And they immediately take care of the rogue. Thank you. But sadly, our crossbows did go down. At least the cavalry should be able to do a little bit of good against the Spearmaster, maybe not. But now we definitely need to take advantage of the crossbow's big range against the spear units here. And then let's just take out, should we take out those guys or take out these guys? I think take out these guys so they have no more backup over here. So, oh, they survived that. That's not good. I wasn't expecting them to survive that. But they should come in close when they get over here, so they'll be in range of the tower, which means they should be taken out altogether, and thankfully our crossbows came out of that unscathed. And of course, there's more rogues. We've already used our axe, so we can't do it again, but we can definitely set up some more defenses on the bottom lane, sure. And then a militia here to counter the rogues a little bit. They don't really survive too well, but hopefully the support of the tower lets them survive. Well, it's a draw. Hey, we got the guy. I didn't expect the crossbows to make it, but we gain a nice amount of gold off of that, and we gain some food. A fortune cookie. Gain a random summon card and reduce its mana to 0. Ooh, I like it. And we get a new card, thank you very much. Powder keg carrier. So he runs forward, and then when he dies, he puts down a powder keg. Or he gives us one? You know what? I'm intrigued. Let's take it. And now we get a relic. So let's open up the little chest right here, and we can increase the damage of all aflame by 1 or gain mana as mana stones whenever you gain mana. Wait, what? I don't know what this means, but it sounds like we might get more mana out of this whenever you gain mana. Does that count as a start of a turn? We'll have to see, because I feel like it's a much better reward than the jar right now. So let's see. Ooh, okay, a ranger outpost. Guard Captain Strider. Are you gonna charge forward towards a black gate? But he currently has a debuff. Oh, that's what he's gonna do. Add a watcher to the drop pile. I don't like the sound of that, but you do have some guard positions in place and some barricades. At least the barricades don't do damage, but we do need to get rid of the watchtowers. Ah, so this is what this means. So instead of it going directly to the mana count, it just becomes cards here. So I guess we can still do the free militia here. Might as well do that in the top lane. And then we just gain our stones again, the manual way. And you also have your own longbowman here. You have massive range, but let's get the archers down here anyway. And then we can give them all speed to get within range sooner. I like that idea. We just have to hope that they can actually get within range of the tower to do good damage. Ooh, they did take one of them out. Very nice. And now our free militia are targeting the top range there, but also the longbowmen were able to attack us right away. I don't like that. Ooh, the tower would be a good spot for the powder keg. Let's get one of those in place, and then we can get some cavalry to support. You know what? Sure. Hopefully he can actually get within range of the tower to be good about it. The cavalry are taking the brunt of the attack right now, and they actually got through the tower. So we're able to attack the guard strider, and the powder keg is almost there, but he's in range of the longbowman, so he's not long for this world. And there's the watcher. You are being watched. Okay, well, at least it's free. Just exhausted, I guess. And we can place down our own tower. This is what I like to see. Let's not place it in range of the guard captain because I don't like that counterattack. And our militia up here, I guess, went away? Oh, because there were units that summoned over here. Well, that's annoying. Would this be a good time to use a Noblesse Oblige? The powder keg carrier hasn't really taken... I guess he has taken a little bit of damage, but we could set him up as a tank so the cavalry can survive a little bit against the guard captain. Sure, just to see how that works. And then we get a militia going up here, I think, because they're about to summon archers. Even though our cavalry, or not our cavalry, our militia won't really be able to do anything. Oh, and they're already attacking the barrel. You know what, at least it's a distraction. And there's the archers right there, so we're definitely gonna need our own archers going up here. What is their range like, though? Okay, it's about the same as ours, so I think we'll be okay. And thankfully, these guys do not have a lot of health, but they do outdo the range of our watchtower, it looks like. I'm sorry, you summoned a spirit? But it's harmless. Why are you here then? So I guess we could just do Francesca towards the new archers that they summoned, just so they're not in the picture. And then continue militia attacks down here? I think yes. Just because I don't know what that harmless spirit is gonna do once he reaches us. But he does have a lot of health. So now he's out of the picture, and we were able to take down a barricade up here. So there's a watcher in our deck, which thankfully is not here right now, but now we have the tower again, so we can set up another one. And we can place it all the way down here, I think, so the longbowmen that summon are already in range. That is so cheap, but I like it. And then let's get some more cavalry through here. Hopefully the longbowmen are taken out before the cavalry arrives, so they're not distracted, and thankfully they're not. So even more damage to the guard captain, but he is still taking quite a bit of time to take down. At least we have the upper hand now, because both of the lanes are cleared, even though you summoned archers up here, because you're annoying. But the crossbowmen do have... Is that the same range? That might be the same range. So let's get you guys going up here, and then some militia to be a little bit of a distraction. Or can we set up a tower to be... Ooh, we can set up the tower to be the tanky unit. You know what? I like that idea. What's funny is those archers are also in range of the tower already. So, sorry, buddies. You're not doing much. Oh, they also attacked me right away. I'm surprised they were that close. But now the crossbowmen are about to be in position to attack, and their combined damage should be able to take this guy out. But of course, we might as well have a little bit of insurance with a couple of militia that are very speedy. And sure enough, they didn't survive attacking the captain, but our militia were able to finish off the job, so it's a good thing we did that. And we were able to heal a little bit thanks to our Lionheart relic. So more gold, a new card. Ooh, we can get our own longbowmen. Or some shieldsmen. These would be good tanks. And I think we do have plenty of powerful range units, watchtowers included. So let's take the shieldsmen. And now we can actually go to a vendor up here. Thankfully, we can afford these things with only 200 gold, including new relics. But I think this will be a good spot to get some better cards. This trench here sounds fun. Generate a summon tile. Units summoned here will not be attacked until the trench is destroyed. Oh, this would be good. Although it kind of works the same way as the tower. That being said, that Noblesse Oblige thing, whatever that phrase is, this would be a really good tank for that because it has 60 health. We can take it. And is there a better food that we can get? Some garlic steak. Oh, that sounds really good right now. I do like the sound of this tactics war treaties thing. Tactics cards, we use it an additional time. Yes, please. And then some bandages? Sure, might as well. I feel like this boss fight we're about to go into is gonna be a little tricky. And then some insight. So that was a good use of funds, and we can enhance one of our soldiers again with some wackiness. And let's just do that with the militia, because we have so many of them. So we can increase your health, increase attack range. That doesn't really work, I don't think, does it? Unless it's like a weird science experiment where they get like super long arms. Attack speed though, this would give them the upper hand. So let's take this, and then of course exhaust, and then increase mana cost by 2. You know what? I feel like now we can take a gamble. 20% chance for nothing to happen. I like those odds. And those odds did nothing. Yeah, we lost them. Oh well. At least we get a campfire. But I feel like now we should restore health by 30% because we're about to go into a boss fight at this giant castle with, what is that? Oh, that's a sword. I thought that was like some giant structure. Instead, we are fighting a giant structure. Ooh, but at least we get a siege engine. And we're fighting Shah the Reclusive, who has a retreat order going on. Is he gonna try and run? He has 100 health too, goodness. Massive enemy reinforcements are on the way, oh great. And there's also some chests here, rain of arrows upon destruction. And it looks like those have spawn points too. So wow, we have a lot of cards here. Hold on, let's get the mana in there. That was kind of a dumb relic, I'm not gonna lie. But at least here's the trench, which we could set up here, but we also get a free siege tower? And then what do we have up here? Great swords. I could have gotten some of these. So they're guarding the entry ramp up here. Where are some attack paths we can go down? I guess these guys go straight up the middle, but we don't get anybody going over here, which is a little surprising. Instead, they just go up this way. I think the best way to take out these great swords is to get some range damage on them, especially some crossbows because of the massive damage those get. But there's also archers up here on standby. Attack enemy with the lowest health first. Well, that's just rude. Cannot overlap with overpower. Oh, interesting. So many things to keep track of. But we can draw a card for free and then send a card to discard pile. Let's send the bandage to discard pile because we're not losing any health right now. I think for us to get going with this, we need to bring in the siege tower. So we start with this, and then there's a siege tower. Okay, so that's where they go. But now I kind of wish I had archers up here. And I guess we only had one summon unit, so that's the one that went in there. And then we can get a trench somewhere else, or maybe it goes right here, because that would give the great swords a bit of a bad time. Might as well give them a little bit of a distraction. So this is a little bit of a slow start, but we might be able to do something with it. And they're attacking the siege tower there first. I do like that idea, but now it's gone, so they're gonna be attacking the siege engine here next. And did they just give us weaken? I think they did. But now sure enough, they are attacking this. The thing that I'm worried about is the range damage, but I think the archers should be able to be safe here and take out the great swords, because they did just summon more, and there's barracks. Great. Okay, so now here's a Noblesse Oblige. We don't really want to set that to the battering ram because we need a path to get to Shah, but let's put the Noblesse Oblige on the little barricade here because that's what that's there for, and then some militia to go up the gate here? Sure. And then maybe some swiftness on them too. Or we take out some archers. I do like the sound of taking out some archers. Can we take out the camp? How much? Okay, those have a lot of health. Never mind that. And we can take out 5 of them here. Yes. Oh, and we did damage the gate a little bit. It's got 800 health. At least the battering ram does 40. So that would be 20 hits needed to break that down. Goodness. Although here's an idea. We can use a fortune cookie and get the powder keg over there. It's weird because the powder keg itself does no damage. I feel like this is a synergy card that we need to pair with something else for it to be effective. Let's save on the fortune cookie. So now the battering ram is destroying the little barricades here, which it is able to do, thankfully. And it is armored, so it's actually reducing range damage? It hasn't taken any damage. Wow, I should be having more units run with that. And they actually did take out the greatsword users. Oh, because these guys charge up the wall. Good job. I feel like you're not gonna last very long, but hold on. The free placement area goes up to the wall? What? Oh, that is cheating. that is so much cheating, but I love it. So now those guys have an issue. that they have to deal with. And I think we definitely need to get some more units up the wall to get rid of things on the wall. So let's get some archers up there too. Maybe we can claim the top of the wall. We still have 10 turns before reinforcements arrive, which hopefully they're not bad reinforcements. Also, those guys just took out the tower right away. Wow. But now the battering ram is starting to take damage. Whoop. What was that about? You just did a thing. Well, now they're on fire. But now there's some, like, cavalry. Should we get cavalry on the wall? Can they even cross this thing here? I don't think they can cross that thing there. At the very least, crossbowmen against the greatsword users is going to be a great benefit, especially if we pair them with some shielded units. Although that might actually work better with the battering ram direction. Well, those archers didn't last very long being set ablaze, but the crossbowmen can take out the greatswords in one go. Oh, that is amazing. But also, what did they just get hit by? Oh, you just turned your attention, didn't you? Rude. How rude of you. At least the battering ram is at the gate now, and so are the shieldsmen, which I kind of wish I saved them for the siege tower, but now we have the siege tower again. What I want to do first, though, is use this just to get rid of so many archers, because they just keep summoning more, and it's annoying. So let's get rid of all the ones over here. That should give us a little bit of breathing room for the siege tower over here. We need to put in the militia because the longbowmen outperform our archers every step of the way. And then we can get a free tower over here to give them a little bit of support when they get there. And I guess now we could summon some things for free, but there isn't really a good time for that yet. We'll cook on it. And our shieldsmen are about to go down, it seems like, but we are doing some good damage to the gates, and now our militia are up on the wall. And we did get those 2 chests there, which those were supposed to do something. I guess it didn't work yet. Can we give the battering ram an attack boost? We can. Hold on. I wish I had that card that let things attack twice, or let the tactics go in twice. But there is something I want to try doing. Let's get the powder keg in here and then give him some speed so he can really rush up to the gate right away. I feel like he's gonna do good with that. And then we still need some defenses over here to get rid of the greatsword users. So we're slowing down a little bit, which isn't good, but the gate is almost taken care of. And there's the shieldsman again. Did our little powder keg guy make it? I don't see him anymore. I'm not sure he made it. Okay, we still haven't taken damage, so let's trade out the bandage again, and that let us get the siege tower. Ooh, here we go. We can pair this with the shieldsman, which thankfully I decided to take because I guess that was the only unit we had. And I wish I did that again, although it might not have gone again because we only had 1 unit. But we can get a structure here still as a little bit of defense against the greatswords. So that's good news. The battering ram should survive until the gate is collapsed. The shieldsmen are here, but they're distracted by the barricades, which is the worst part about this. And there's a rain of flaming arrows, so now they're on fire. But that is so many archers. Hey, there's the rain of arrows. Deal 4 damage to all units within range. That is greater damage numbers than these guys have health. Oh, yes, we can take out so many of them. 15, 16, 17. Oh, I saw 17. There it is. 17 units to take out. Yes. That's so much damage. I love it. Ooh, the gate is about to go down. We could send some cavalry straight down that way. I like this idea. And then they can charge Shaw the Reclusive, which has thankfully a lot less health than the gate, and the reinforcements are about to arrive too. I think now's the time that we do the fortune cookie and then summon some units for free. Oh, wait. I didn't realize it made a card, Raging Tide Militia? We can summon 12 of these things. Should we do that now, though? We could wait for it to get shuffled in with the siege tower, but I kind of want to rush Shaw the Reclusive right now, though. Let's wait on it. We might not be getting through the gate quite yet. Although we certainly are. Whoa, that destroyed the entire wall! Wow! Now I wish I used it. I wasn't expecting the entire wall to go down. My goodness. It was like Helm's Deep right there. But now we have even more great swords attacking the barricade here, so definitely some crossbows. Should they go here, though? I think all these means they're about to go down. Let's take advantage of their distraction. And now we can send a whole bunch of units straight through the opening. Charge! The cavalry are already dead. We need way more attack numbers happening to Shaw before the reinforcements arrive. And there are ranged units just lost some damage, but thankfully it's not enough to not take out the greatswords in one go. And more rain of arrows. Ooh, there's so many things we could do here. Thing is, we don't have a lot of time before reinforcements. And the plan we had before for having the watchtower take all the brunt of the damage doesn't really work when this guy's doing 10 damage a hit. I guess it would work for a little bit, but we also lose access to the free placement up here, which is annoying. So we might as well just take advantage of the fact that the watchtower up here went away for whatever reason. And then get a watchtower here to start attacking the greatsword camps. Probably won't take him out, but at least it gives him a distraction. And then rain of arrows right on your head, which thankfully doesn't counterattack us. But we also need more units charging down the middle because we need to throw like everything at this guy to take him down in reasonable time. Ooh, now the crossbows are attacking the camp up here, but sadly, they still have the damage reduction. And there's some more rains of arrows to go right down onto you. Now we get more cavalry in there. Just doing what very little amounts that we can, because I have no idea what the reinforcements are gonna entail. At least we have his health down to a nice level, and then some. And there's a rain of arrows again, so the cavalry are on fire. But let's draw a card for free, and then trade out. Ooh, hello. We're gonna have fun with that. I'm glad you're not exhausted. Let's get rid of the Noblesse, and then we can bring in militia here, archers here, the Raging Tide militia here for 12 units. Then we give them all a speed boost to get right into the action. Yes! Go, go, go! Run like your lives depend on it, which they sort of do, sort of don't. And they get there just in time before that happens. And there's the reinforcements. Ooh, oh, it's their own cavalry. Okay then. But we have a lot of soldiers here, so hopefully he goes down this next turn, even though he has a lot of counterattack. And these guys are also armored. Let's get the crossbows going down that way because they ignore armor. How much health do they have? 30. Yikes. Need you here. And then, oh, we should have put some shieldmen there to protect the crossbowmen. But that's only working for range attacks, really. So we can get a watchtower here to act as another little buffer. Just hoping that all of our militia soldiers here can overwhelm Shah the Reclusive, because we need so much damage happening, but of course they get overwhelmed by the cavalry. Yikes! Whoa, they're fast. They are so fast. Oh my gosh. At least we have rain of arrows, even though none of them really took any damage. Oh, yikes. Oh, big yikes. This might be the end of us, although the crossbows are in range of him. So they can each do 7 damage to him. Hopefully they're actually attacking him, or less, or that might be just a trick of the camera. We have a bigger problem to worry about though. So we can rain of arrows, a lot of them, to hopefully, that did no damage at all. Well, I guess we just go out swinging, bring in the militia and the archers, even though I think we're not really gonna survive this. Wow, that was overwhelming. Hey, but we got some new cards. A Flamecaster. This is what I needed with that powder keg. And a relic to increase the range of explosion. Yeah, I feel like the game is telling me something here. And we got a new faction. Hello. It's Dwarves. Look at that glorious beard. He's ready to rock and stone if I've ever seen it. So maybe with all the new unlocks, we can do better the next time. That was a lot of fun though. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of Commander Quest. If you do want to see more of this game, then be sure to let me know. Thank you for watching, and sub to Intern. And I would like to thank the channel members, including Bread, Corby Farm, Dakota, Donamoto, DeviantX, Ancient Elixir, Matthew, Haple Harold, Peggy Sue, Drupalong, Lily Bites, The Miner Within, DeGarity, Sans, V, Killer Squad, Mousy Mouse, Nicholas, Igor Shradi, McKenna Chan, and Liam.